Young Thug couldn't wait to diss Gunna after getting out of jail on probation. 2 of his tweets have already gone viral for calling Gunna a rat, and Gunna isn't going to let anything slide because Thug has been on his case for a while. Remember the 2 leaked jail calls of Thug telling Durk and Lil Baby to diss Gunna? Well, it seems Thug now wants to do it himself, and the hatred between the two seems to be shaping up to an all-out war. And here's the latest tea. Gunna reacts to Young Thug and Lil Baby. Young Thug has been moving reckless after his release, and many people think he might be back in jail pretty soon. With the way the YSL boss is moving, he might violate one of the terms of his probation. One of conditions for his release on probation was that he wouldn't make any contact with gang members or YSL affiliates. What's interesting is that the judge made an exception for 2 people, Thug's brother Unfunk and Gunna. The argument made was that Gunna is signed to Thug's artist. They are contractually obligated, and they frequently make and perform music, Thug's lawyer revealed in court. However, reports now show that Thugger specifically asked for this exception to be included in the probation terms, and now we know why. It seems the YSL boss wanted the freedom to diss Gunna without any consequences. Thugger took to X to address Lil Baby and send subliminal shots at Gunna saying, "Wham, let's drop one on these rats, Peter." While he didn't mention Gunna directly, the next tweet confirmed what everyone suspected all along. Young Thug and Gunna were not on good terms. In a now deleted tweet, Thug wrote, "Gunna, stop acting like we friends on the internet. I don't know you, my guy." What's crazy is that Gunna has not yet responded and has chosen instead to keep grinding and release music. But one person who didn't let the disrespect slide is Gunna's brother. He replied under the post saying, "Trust and believe the feeling is mutual." So how did Gunna and Thug, who were once industry besties, find themselves in this situation? Did Gunna really snitch on his friend? Whatever happened between Gunna and Thugger even has Lil Baby and Lil Durk jumping in to diss Gunna in songs and interviews. And all this started on May 9th, 2022, when Young Thug and 26 others were named gang members in a grand jury indictment and taken into custody. The 88-page grand jury indictment alleged 182 instances of the group participating in gang activity. Evidence brought forward by prosecutors included lyrics and social media posts to prove gang affiliation and criminal activities. Reports even showed that YSL was affiliated with the National Bloods gang. The indictment against YSL members had a list of 56 charges, which included murder, attempted murder, armed robbery, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, theft, drug selling, carjacking, and witness intimidation. One of the most shocking crimes the gang was accused of was the murder of Donovan Thomas Jr., alias Big Nut, a rival gang leader, in January 2015. Young Thug allegedly rented a car from Hertz that was used in the crime. Gunna surrendered to the authorities on May 11th, and he was taken in for various crimes. The rapper was charged with 1 count of racketeering. According to the indictment, he allegedly received stolen property and was in possession of drugs, including methamphetamine, marijuana, and hydrocodone, with the intent to distribute. The judge received bond requests from Gunna and his boss, Young Thug, but denied them, citing witnesses' safety and further criminal behavior from the YSL members. The prosecution claimed that witnesses received threats from Thug and other YSL, and that they feared for their own lives and the lives of their loved ones should they testify against them. Turns out that Thugger had been trying to silence witnesses.
He's the one directing traffic. He is the one they're all afraid of. He's the one that's King Slime. He's pulling the shots. He is the most dangerous of the 28, Judge.
Young Thug was also threatening his gang members and making sure that they wouldn't dare snitch on him.
We have taken proffers from fellow from Mr. Williams. Some are on this indictment, some are not. They have stated uniformly that Mr. Williams is dangerous. They are afraid of him, that if they cross him, he will them and their family.
It's no surprise that he was denied bond. Since Gunna was close to Thug, he was also denied bond twice. His frustrations were expressed through his lawyers as they protested the decision and termed it unfair. The rapper's lawyers revealed that the prosecution did not have any evidence against their client and were only using vague allegations and speculation to deny Gunna bail. Gunna did not seem like the type to stay behind bars, especially since he had not really committed any crime. The rapper Gunna hadn't been caught in the possession of anything illegal, nor was he part of any of the murders. Well, all the authorities needed to prove was that Gunna was somehow associated with YSL. Since evidence brought forward included lyrics, social media posts, and clothing or accessories with slime on them, Gunna was guilty by association. It was at this point that the rapper decided to do the unthinkable. He took a plea deal at the height of the YSL RICO case.
The deal that set Gunna free, a major development in a huge racketeering case The Atlanta-born rapper, Gunna, whose given name is Sergio Kitchens, made a deal with prosecutors and walked out of the Fulton County Jail late this afternoon. Now, Gunna will not have to stand trial early next year with rapper Young Thug.
He agreed to take a deal that would see him go free. But this is not the whole story. Turns out, Gunna's plea saw him initially sentenced to 5 years with 1 year served. However, a judge commuted the 1 year sentence to time served and suspended the 4-year remaining balance subject to conditions, including 500 hours of community service. Overall, the deal meant that Gunna would be a free man. But had he really given the prosecutors something that would put the YSL boss behind bars? Well, a video emerged showing Gunna in court dropping a few truth bombs before a judge.
Please state after each statement whether or not you agree or acknowledge that statements are true, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Gunna admitted that YSL was not only a music label, but a gang. He further admitted to witnessing some YSL members participate in criminal activity as a gang.
YSL is a music label and a gang, and you have personal knowledge that members or associates of YSL have committed crimes in furtherance of the gang.
Yes, ma'am.
When this video was leaked, the industry was ablaze with people calling Gunna a rat. Gunna went on the defense immediately. His lawyers even took to Instagram to deny the rumors that Gunna had snitched. Gunna did not snitch to get out of jail, the post read. He has said nothing and is not cooperating. His plea statement cannot be used in court against any other defendant. It turns out that the rapper had taken an offered plea. This means that he did not admit guilt, but instead admitted that there was enough evidence to convict him. As part of his offered plea, Gunna's statements would only apply to his case and could not be used in subsequent cases. Well, according to the rapper, he was not going to be a state witness, nor was he planning on getting involved in the trial any further. While I have agreed to always be truthful, I want to make it perfectly clear that I have not made any statements, have not been interviewed, have not cooperated, have not agreed to testify or be a witness for or against any party in the case, and have absolutely no intention of being involved in the trial process in any way, the rapper's statement read. In a press statement regarding the offered plea, the rapper stated, "I have chosen to end my own RICO case with an offered plea and end my personal ordeal by publicly acknowledging my association with YSL. An offered plea in my case is the entry of a guilty plea to the one charge against me, which is in my best interest while at the same time maintaining my innocence toward the same charge." Young Thug's dad also came out to reveal that whatever Gunna had told the authorities wasn't going to hurt Young Thug's case.
How do you feel about Gunna?
I love Gunna.
Gunna is a rat and he's done this and done that.
Gunna hasn't done anything whatsoever that can hurt us on this case. Period.
Well, Young Thug didn't see it that way because he decided to go all out on Gunna even while the YSL case was still active in court. From Thug's kids dissing Gunna to Lil Baby and Lil Durk turning on their fellow rapper. But this time, Gunna would respond in a diss track of his own. Gunna responds to Lil Durk and Lil Baby. Young Thug had been calling Gunna a rat for a long time and had been using Lil Baby and Lil Durk to let the world know what he felt about his betrayal. But unlike Young Thug, Gunna responded directly to the two artists. And it seems Thug ruined a few friendships trying to get revenge on Gunna because the first time he expressed his hatred of the YSL artist, he used Gunna's best friend, Lil Baby. This was when a jail phone call recording of Thug talking to Lil Baby was leaked. Yo, Wham, if you thinking about responding to the little that Buddy put out, I want you to respond on my album. I'm dropping this spontaneous album on the same day he drops his album. I'm gonna name this Business is Business, Thug allegedly says on the call. In a separate jail phone call recording, Thug allegedly calls up Lil Durk to inform him to save any disses towards Gunna for his new album. Durk, I'm dropping this surprise album on the same day Buddy drops his album. That coming up soon. I need a verse from you. If you feel like you want to reply to what that is saying of something, man, don't do it. Drop it on my album. I'm dropping an album the same day that drop. Send your verse in. I want you and Wham on the same song, Thug says. Lil Baby and Durk had to pick a side even though they were close buddies with Gunna. In multiple interviews, Lil Baby revealed that Gunna is his closest friend in the industry.
I like consider Gunna like we ain't friends, you know what I'm saying? Like we like more than friends. So
would you say Gunna's your closest friend in the industry?
yeah. Definitely.
But after Gunna's court video was released, Lil Baby knew which side he had to pick. The rapper was forced to unfollow Gunna on Instagram in support of Thug. Lil Durk followed suit. After he was released, he posted, "is acting like they switching to a side, but it's only one side. Hashwizel the label #free Thug and Yak, Gunna back." This didn't cool the tensions because more people from YSL also unfollowed Gunna, including Young Thug's sister. YSL having a civil war beef on Instagram. Everybody in YSL looking at Gunna like, "you the reason he in there." They all unfollowed unfollowed him right after even Thug's sister, DJ Academics, reported. Lil Durk came out publicly to state his position on the matter. According to the Chicago rapper, Gunna told on Thug. Not only did he say it in his music, he was also not afraid to speak on the issue directly in interviews. Durk took Gunna's issue personally. In an interview with popular hip-hop commentator DJ Academics, Durk revealed that he had a deep hate for snitches. If you ever told, if you ever tell, I hate you, Durk said, like with a passion. His reason for this is that snitching robbed him of something he wished he had, a relationship with his father. The rapper told Academics that snitching took away half of my life. Telling on my pops, so I was raised by a woman, my mama. So I really hate rats with a real passion. Like I hate you, bad. I'm looking to the camera. I hate rats. Durk's father, Dante Banks, was arrested in 1993 and had been sentenced to life in prison. Banks served 22 years before he won his appeal, was caught up in a crack cocaine distribution ring, and had up to $8 million in his possession at the time of his arrest. Upon his release in 2019, Durk took to Twitter to share the good news. One can understand why he hates rats. When pressed by DJ Academics regarding Gunna and the snitching allegations, he said it with his chest.
You believe that Gunna told?
That Man, I don't sit up and play games, man. That man told. You should have went in there and kept your mouth closed.
Would you play Gunna in the club?
Would I play Gunna in the club?
Yeah.
No.
Durk was also asked why he did not unfollow Gunna on Instagram like other rappers such as Lil Baby and Meek Mill. I never unfollowed him, the rapper added. I don't know why I didn't. I just don't take Instagram and all that type serious. But if you a rat, you a rat. I hate you because I love Thug. Durk wasn't holding back and made it clear to Gunna that he is his new op. This is interesting because Gunna and Lil Durk have collaborated on more than 5 records. Among them is What Happened to Virgil. Despite working with Gunna on multiple tracks, Lil Durk has openly revealed where his loyalty lies. Lil Durk has not been shy when talking about his relationship with Thug. Durk almost even implicated himself in a song while trying to show how he and Thug are close. In the song Mad Max featuring Future, Lil Durk raps, I could have been part of the Rico. I called Thug and told him every I shot. Similarly, Thug has expressed his love for Lil Durk on numerous occasions. While on Zane Lowe's New Music Daily show, the rapper revealed that he was ready to die for Lil Durk. I'm ready to die by Lil Baby Durk. And Uzi Gunna, I'm ready to die by these people. It is no surprise that Lil Durk has even had a dig at Gunna for snitching in one of his latest songs. The rapper took to Instagram to share a snippet of his new song, Obama. On the track, Durkio raps, what happened to Virgil, he probably gonna tell. Well, Gunna couldn't let all this disrespect slide, so he took to the booth. In his track Bread and Butter, the rapper suggests that he may have been tricked by his lawyers and the DA to take the deal, saying, never gave no statement or agreed to take no stand on him. On whatever you is on, then trust me, I'ma stand on it. Lawyers and the DA did some sneaky shit. I fell for it. On my P's and Q's because this time I be prepared for it. The rapper also warned his haters that he can have them hit and seemingly pledged his allegiance to Young Thug, rapping never the always stayed solid, kept it real with never lied and always stay honest. Love my bro so much I'd never change on him. I'm the one to go and do the work, bring you the damn profits. Gunna's lyrics become more targeted towards the end of his first verse when he appears to take aim at Lil Baby for switching up on him and even accuses him of being in business with a snitch, rapping, peeping I'm seeing fall back, you has got me as the topic of the chat. You switched on me when you know you in business with a rat. And the boy that's like your brother, ain't nobody speak on that. The city see it clearly if I had to state a fact. You still with a that done got your partner. Heard these talking. Only knew him because of Slack. These rap boys need more streams. Heard he put my name on wax. Lil Durk and Lil Baby aren't the only rappers in the game who reacted to Gunna's snitching allegations. Rappers who have testified in court like 6ix9ine and those who kept their mouths shut like Bobby Shmurda all had something to say. Rappers reacting to Gunna's snitching allegations. Many other artists have reacted to Gunna's situation with Meek Mill also unfollowing Gunna on his social media. Ironically, 6ix9ine has had a lot to say regarding the situation. 6ix9ine, who himself was caught up in a RICO case not too long ago, ended up snitching on his homies, which makes his input on Gunna's case even more interesting and hilarious. 6ix9ine and 4 other associates were arrested and charged with federal RICO and firearms charges, including conspiracy to commit murder and armed robbery in 2018, and faced up to life in prison. The rapper was allegedly part of a violent sect of the Bloods known as the 9 Trey Gangsters. Although he had first pleaded not guilty, he soon changed his tune and cooperated with the authorities. Just like in the YSL RICO case, authorities used 6ix9ine's lyrics, particularly in his songs Gummo and Kuda. The rapper did not only snitch on himself, but also had to take down other gang members by implicating them in various violent acts, including assaults and kidnappings, as part of his plea deal. 6ix9ine replied to Gunna's Instagram post, pointing out the rapper's inconsistency. In court, you said it was a gang here on IG, you saying the label, he wrote. LOL, you can't make this shit up. The rapper even trolled by posting the trending video of Gunna confessing in court with the caption, just shut the up and listen, I know you don't want to accept it. Your man is fighting for his life in court on a gang RICO. The caption continued with 6ix9ine providing his own breakdown of what occurred in the courtroom. Judge, you are aware YSL is a gang, correct? Fat Gunna. Yes, ma'am. Judge, only you and Jeffrey are in the car, and the police find a handgun and drugs. This didn't belong to you, correct? Fat Gunna. Yes, ma'am. The caption read. Not long after, he was in an interview with Whack 100 where he gave his opinion about the situation. The rapper said that Gunna had made Young Thug's case 10 times more difficult.
So me pleading guilty is only making it worse for my man. Anything you just said in that courtroom is gonna be used against your man.
Apart from 6ix9ine, other rappers who managed to keep their mouths shut instead of snitching, such as Bobby Shmurda, also had something to say about Gunna's situation. In 2014, the rapper was arrested in a drug trafficking sting with 14 others, with 21 guns being recovered in the operation. The group was charged in a 69-count indictment that included murder, attempted murder, dealing drugs, weapons possession, and a list of other crimes in connection with a long-term investigation into shootings and narcotics dealing in Brooklyn. Unlike YSL's RICO case, Shmurda's lyrics in his song Hot were almost used in court. According to the authorities, the rapper's lyrics were a real-life document of what they were doing on the streets. Initially, Shmurda had been given 5 years, but chose 7 years so that fellow rapper Rowdy Rebel would serve fewer years. According to the rapper, he had been offered 5 years while Rowdy was offered 12. Wanting a lesser sentence for his buddy, Shmurda agreed to take 7 years, while Rowdy also got his jail time reduced by 5 years. The rapper has come out guns blazing on Gunna's issue by dropping a freestyle that calls out rats in the industry. Although he does not reference Gunna in his freestyle raps, its timing has made people speculate that Gunna is among the intended targets. In the song, Shmurda raps that rappers are snitching on their friends and leaving their friends in jail. That bar seemed like a direct dig at Gunna and the YSL members who had taken plea deals and left Thug behind bars. Although Shmurda has still not come out to say who the song is directed to, the lyrics as well as the timing of its release point towards Gunna and the other YSL members to have taken plea deals. But what no one in the industry was prepared for was Thug's own brother taking a plea deal. Unfunk, whose real name is Quantavious Greer, took a plea deal, adding another twist to this already sensational story. According to local reports, Unfunk entered a negotiated guilty plea on one count of violating Georgia's RICO Act and a count of theft by reception of stolen property. The plea agreement resulted in a 12-year sentence, with 2 years being commuted to time served and the remaining 10 years on probation. As part of the agreement, Unfunk was also required to complete 750 hours of community service and couldn't possess any guns or commit any criminal acts, while obeying a strict 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. curfew. He was also not allowed to contact his brother or any other of his co-defendants in the indictment until the case was over. The deal came with a lot of scrutiny, with reports of snitching going viral on social media. Unfunk took to Instagram stories to address the rumors circulating about his plea deal. He expressed his frustration, stating, "Damn, people really think I told on my own brother," shaking my head. "Show me in my paperwork I told on anybody." Unfunk's lawyer, Nicole Mormon, shed some light on the situation. She explained that the 10-year probation period could potentially be terminated after 3 years. Mormon emphasized that Unfunk had not cooperated with authorities or agreed to testify against any of his co-defendants in the trial. Mr. Greer has accepted a plea offer of essentially 10 years of probation, which is eligible for termination after 3 years. Mr. Greer has not cooperated and has not agreed to testify against any of his co-defendants in the trial, his lawyer told the press. However, not long after, Unfunk was back in court for violating his plea agreement. Unfunk was brought in on charges of possessing a firearm as a convicted felon, persons associated with a criminal street gang to participate in illegal activity, and a few other traffic offenses. All eyes were on Judge Earl Glanville as he prepared to deliver the sentencing that would determine Unfunk's fate. The judge addressed Unfunk directly, reminding him of the special condition of his probation that explicitly prohibited him from possessing a firearm. "The issue I find aggravating in this particular circumstance is that you got arrested with a gun within 6 months of you being placed on probation," the judge stated. In a devastating blow to the embattled artist, Judge Glanville sentenced Unfunk to nearly a decade in jail.
"And for that reason, sir, I'm going to revoke the balance of 9 years and 6 months. And you will serve that in the Department of Corrections. And that will be the sentence of the court."
With Young Thug now out on probation and free to talk to Gunna, it'll be interesting to see whether he'll continue dissing his artist for taking a plea deal. If you enjoyed watching this video, click on one of the boxes playing on your screen to watch more similar content.